Lever-action rifles have earned a legendary reputation for reliability, ruggedness, and American heritage. But not every lever gun lives up to that image. Some modern offerings suffer from quality control problems, while others inherit design limitations that can create frustration for shooters expecting flawless performance. Today, we're taking a hard look at 5 lever-action rifles that may leave owners disappointed. We're setting nostalgia aside and focusing on reported reliability concerns, design quirks, manufacturing issues, and real-world user experiences. Some of these rifles can work well under the right circumstances, but they each come with drawbacks buyers should understand before opening their wallets. Some firearms develop reputations for inconsistent quality almost immediately, and the Mossberg 464 often finds itself in that conversation. Many owners have reported issues that go beyond simple break-in concerns. Complaints frequently mention rough machining, visible tool marks, sharp unfinished edges, and actions that feel stiff or gritty rather than smooth. The wood furniture found on some models has also drawn criticism for appearing inexpensive, with a finish that lacks the refinement shooters expect from a traditional lever gun. The mechanical complaints are even more concerning. Reports of feeding failures, extraction problems, and unreliable ejection appear repeatedly across user forums and owner reviews. Some shooters also experienced issues with magazine tube followers, including instances where plastic components allegedly bound inside the tube and interfered with loading. Early production rifles seem to attract the most criticism. Owners frequently described actions that required excessive force to operate and reliability problems that persisted well beyond the initial break-in period. The rifle's safety arrangement also generated mixed reactions. Instead of relying solely on traditional lever action controls, the 464 combines a tang-mounted safety with a lever safety that must be depressed before firing. Some shooters found this system awkward and reported that it occasionally interfered with natural handling. Chambered primarily in 30-30 Winchester and weighing roughly 6.5 to 7 pounds with a 20-inch barrel, the rifle appeared attractive on paper. Unfortunately, many owners felt the execution fell short. The 464 serves as a reminder that cost-cutting and inconsistent manufacturing can undermine an otherwise promising design. Budget-friendly lever guns always attract attention, and the Rossi R92 has become one of the most popular affordable alternatives to more expensive classics. However, lower pricing sometimes comes with compromises. The rifle is based on a proven design, but owners have frequently reported quality control concerns. Common complaints include rough internal machining, loose screws, and occasional breakage of components such as ejector collars and feed rails. Feeding reliability is often the biggest source of frustration. Chamberings like 357 Magnum and 44 Magnum seem especially prone to complaints involving cartridges hanging up during feeding. Some shooters report needing to work the lever multiple times before a round chambers correctly, which undermines the smooth operation lever guns are known for. Another notable characteristic is the lack of a trigger blocking mechanism tied directly to lever position. On some competing designs, the trigger cannot release the hammer unless the action is fully closed. With the Rossi, pulling the trigger before the lever is completely seated can result in the hammer falling without firing the rifle. Recovering from that situation requires manually cocking the hammer or cycling the action again. The R92 remains popular because it's affordable, lightweight, and built on a strong action. Many owners enjoy excellent service from their rifles. However, others find themselves polishing internal parts, replacing components, or seeking aftermarket upgrades to achieve the reliability they expected from the beginning. Not every concern stems from poor manufacturing. Sometimes the challenge comes from faithfully reproducing a historic design. Modern reproductions of the Winchester 1873, often manufactured by respected Italian companies, are generally well made. The issue lies in the original toggle link action itself. One of the defining features of the design is its extremely short lever throw. While this can make the rifle fast to operate, the mechanism differs significantly from stronger lever action designs that follow. The bolt moves quickly and efficiently, but the action requires proper operation to remain safe and reliable. Unlike many later designs, the toggle link system lacks certain internal safeguards that prevent firing until the action is completely locked. If the lever is not fully cycled, the hammer may be cocked while the rifle remains out of battery. Experienced shooters frequently warn against forcing the action closed if a cartridge hangs up. Doing so can create the risk of an out-of-battery discharge because the floating firing pin may contact the primer before full lockup occurs. This isn't a manufacturing defect in modern reproductions. It's simply part of faithfully replicating a 150-year-old design. Shooters who understand the platform often operate it successfully for decades. But newcomers expecting modern levels of forgiveness may find the system less accommodating. The Browning BLR represents a very different approach to lever action design. Instead of relying on traditional mechanics, it uses a sophisticated rack and pinion system that allows the rifle to chamber high-pressure modern cartridges while feeding from detachable box magazines. When functioning properly, the BLR is accurate, smooth, and capable of handling cartridges most traditional lever guns cannot. However, that sophistication introduces complexity. Many owners describe the action as requiring more effort to close than conventional lever rifles. Tight chamber dimensions are often cited, with some shooters finding that factory ammunition or carefully assembled reloads still require firm pressure to chamber completely. Because of the rifle's intricate internal mechanism, forcing the action closed on an oversized cartridge or dirty chamber is generally discouraged. Excessive force can potentially damage components within the rack and pinion system. The trigger also receives frequent criticism. Out of the box, many examples exhibit relatively heavy pull weights in the 5 to 6 pound range. While functional, the trigger often lacks the crisp feel shooters expect from a premium hunting rifle. Some owners have also reported occasional failures to fire, despite otherwise reliable cycling. These issues are often attributed to firing pin concerns, ammunition sensitivity, or other mechanical variables. The BLR remains an innovative and capable rifle, but it demands more attention than simpler lever action designs. Its advanced mechanics reward careful maintenance and properly sized ammunition, yet they also make troubleshooting and gunsmithing more complicated. The newest rifle on this list is also the most surprising. Smith & Wesson entered the lever action market with the Model 1854, combining traditional Marlin-style operation with modern features such as threaded barrels, MLOK compatibility, optics-ready configurations, and synthetic furniture options. Initial reviews have been largely positive. Many shooters praise the rifle's smooth action, good accuracy, and thoughtful feature set. Unlike some recent attempts by manufacturers to revive classic platforms, the Model 1854 appears mechanically sound. The concerns surrounding this rifle are less about major failures and more about early, Production quality control inconsistencies. Several owners reported receiving rifles with loose optic rail mounting screws or insufficient thread, locking compound applied at the factory. In some cases, shooters discovered screws backing out after only limited use, potentially affecting optic stability and zero retention. While easily corrected by removing the screws, applying thread locker, and reinstalling them properly, many buyers feel such issues should not appear on a brand new firearm from a major manufacturer. Aside from these assembly-related concerns, the Model 1854 has earned generally favorable feedback. It incorporates modern safety features. Chambers 44 Magnum reliably according to most reports, and offers a contemporary take on the lever action platform. The biggest question mark remains long-term durability. Because the rifle is still relatively new, the shooting community has not yet accumulated years of hard use data. Buyers should simply inspect new examples carefully and verify all mounting hardware is properly secured before heading to the range. Not every lever action rifle that looks appealing on the gun rack delivers the experience shooters expect. The Mossberg 64 struggles with a long-standing reputation for quality control issues. The Rossi R92 can require tuning and troubleshooting despite its attractive price. Winchester 1873 reproductions demand respect for their historic design limitations. The Browning BLR offers impressive capability but introduces additional complexity. And the Smith Wesson Model 1854, while promising, still has questions to answer as it matures in the marketplace. That doesn't necessarily mean these rifles are bad. Many owners enjoy them and experience years of reliable service. However, each comes with potential drawbacks that deserve consideration before making a purchase. The best lever action rifle is the one that matches your needs, your expectations, and your willingness to work around any quirks that may come with the platform.